building permit for D. Winchell?
I guess what I want to know, I missed the meeting, the variance board meeting that they denied her request. And from what I'm understanding, now it is being approved by a different inspector. And I guess I want to know the...
Certainly. Here's the history on the D. Winchell thing. D lives out by East End, kind of in the East End parking lot. It's the house right north of Ellen Quirk's. She had proposed to put a second story on her home. Out on the lakeside, there is a second story now, and this would extend that second story back to cover everything other than the garage. She had given a building permit initially just to go straight up on the walls and put a second story on. Well, the walls are currently 4 feet off the property line, and that's good for a single-story structure. When you go to a 2-story structure, it needs to be 6 feet off the property line. So the request came to the Board of Adjustment, and the Board of Adjustment denied the variance request. Okay, so now that the variance request had been denied, he really started back over at the beginning and submitted a new building permit. So the new building permit does not propose that the walls would go straight up. It proposes that it jogs in 2 feet. So when you look at the back of the packet, and you can see a little roof there, that is that addition jogging in 2 feet. And it jogs in on the other side also. So basically now the second story is 6 feet off the property line. It meets code. So it would just be approved as for any other building permit.
This is within code all the way then?
Have you seen this?
I haven't seen the new one, no.
And a point of a little confusion would be that sketch on top, because that sketch does not show that it being set in 2 feet. I included that sketch because that's the numbers where Daryl had went out there and measured everything. And it shows that 48 inches on the sides, and that was measured to the existing one. So when they jog it in 2 feet, then it's okay to go.
So the original piece that's 2 foot out, the written out there right now, that's grandfathered into the old code.
Is this going to hamper the neighboring homeowners though with runoff off the roof or anything? Or, I mean, I've been out there and looked at it, and it's between garages, it's shoulder to shoulder. I mean,
It's certainly like, they're going to add on to a cramped situation out there, but they're adding on in such a way that complies with code. So it would be approved.
When she had the same amount of roof line just higher up, when she went on the lower level, and so I don't see where there's any difference in runoff.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's true too.
Yeah, when it's lower roof or higher roof, you're going to have the same square footage.
Well, my only question, Scott, is has the council yet approved or voted on your replacing of Daryl? And
Yeah.
whether or not that's necessary?
Just that within the code, it stipulates that there's 3 zoning officers, and it's Daryl, the building inspector, and then it's the mayor, and it's the city clerk. So those 3 are already stipulated within code as being the building inspectors, or excuse me, the zoning officials.
And that doesn't have to be voted on, that's just part of the code.
It's part of the code, and if, I'm hoping this to be a short-term deal, and Daryl's back at it before too long. I think for a short term, it's a good fix during the short term.
Your motion to approve the building permit for D. Winchell?
I'll make it. I'll second.
Roll call?
Thank you.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Us?
Yes.
Vote of
Yes.